People come to this place. People have always come to this place because they are ready to focus on themselves. And by being here, by questioning and discovering, they become aware of what they can do, of the real impact they can have in the lives of others.
There's a great story of one of our founders, James J. Hill, who went to the first meeting of the Board of Trustees.
And he placed a silver dollar on the table in front of everyone.
That silver dollar was the first dollar of Grinnell's endowment.
And that first investment really set the tone for Grinnellians. That value of contribution, of making someplace better than it was before you found it.
One of the first things you hear from anyone when they talk about Grinnell is that it's in the middle of Iowa. It's like for outsiders, the geography becomes a defining characteristic of who we are. But for those of us who have spent time here, we know Grinnell isn't really Iowa. It's a place that's bigger. It's global in possibility and in opportunity.
At 18 years old, I wanted to attend a small college outside California where I would not be treated differently because I was a minority or because I was in an internment camp during World War II.
We bring our backgrounds with us to Grinnell, but when we are on campus, we also grow together as individuals and as a community. You're given the tools and opportunity to focus on what matters to you and what you want to learn and care about.
This idea of being something bigger, of making an impact, is seen in so many of our alumni. And we see their impact in communities of all shapes and sizes. It might be in their home city, or it might be across an ocean, but I believe they are called to make a difference in the lives of others because they've learned about the power they have. They've learned that they can start a ripple effect of change.
I was the class agent for the class of 1962 for many, many years. My classmates wrote to me about their daily lives. They were volunteering, they were active and generous, and everyone was making a difference.
I had no intention of going to Grinnell. It wasn't prescribed for me by my aunt and grandfather who had gone, but I had gone to a few alumni events and I saw how people who received a Grinnell education treated other people and how they were navigating life after Grinnell. These alumni had turned their passions into careers that helped others, and I remember thinking, I want to be at a school where I can be like them. I want to make waves.
When I was a student at Grinnell, we were free to express our opinions. It was after I left Grinnell where I realized a lot of the world isn't open to self-expression. This awareness helped me grow in my perspectives. When my nephews decided to go to Grinnell, I was so excited that they would also be exposed to an increased awareness of others. And although censorships exist, that they would be taught that if they wanted to do something about these challenges, they could.
It is hard to define character. It's hard to say where principles are derived. The simple truth is they come from a life experience of how you interact with others.
I could really be myself and find wonderful friends. After I graduated, I became a teacher and a high school counselor, and I would always encourage my students to go to Grinnell. I was so proud when my daughter went there, and my 2 grandsons went there.
My family and I have been exposed to helping the common good, and we're all doing it in different ways. My grandpa was in education, my aunt was in healthcare, I'm working on an artificial intelligence interface that uncovers unconscious bias in the workplace, and my brother.
I'm realizing that when it comes to impacting people's lives, policy can change things on a greater scale. So I came into my first year wanting to do criminal justice law, but now I'm thinking more about policy, but I'm still figuring it out.
Everyone is everyone. Everybody, every man, every woman is working on the same level. And the thing that distinguishes you is what you do, or your values, what you have set for yourself as a goal, and how you work to achieve that goal.
With immigrant families like mine, parents really want their kids to do better than they did. They want us to achieve a lot. I grew up not even realizing that most people's parents had gone to college. I didn't even know that I was starting from the ground up without connections or networks. But now that I'm here, I have time to focus on what I want to do. I have time to think about my goals and the kind of person that I want to become.
In 2006, the class of 1962 decided to establish a scholarship. The only stipulation for it was we wanted the money to go to someone for whom it would really make a difference. The former president of the college encouraged our initiative, and our class fund director, Bill McKnight, would find a way for us to learn more about each scholarship winner.
Bill and I exchange letters every few months, and then he reports back to the class of 1962. It's really special to have a connection with a group of people who's playing such a crucial part in allowing me to have the full residential experience. Before I had funding, I had so many jobs lined up to help me pay for school, but the support of this group of alumni has helped me focus more on myself, on my classes, on having a social life, and in structuring my now so that I can help others in the future.
I made the very deliberate choice to change our world, and I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't learned my insight was crucial. I've become so grateful to the freedom of my mind, where these barriers of I can't have gone away. Grinnell gave me this vocabulary around selflessness and community interest. I now work in the world of healthcare, and I take policymakers to task. I push back on the no's with the confidence of my why. Grinnell taught me that.
You know, none of us are going to live forever. My classmates are now 80 and 81. And so it's important for us to help develop future leaders. Grinnell gave us the confidence to make the world a better place, and that's what we're doing, one scholarship at a time.
As an adult, you really have to think through what you can bring to the table and what contributions you can make. And much of that will depend upon how you conduct yourself and what kind of values you have, what kind of integrity you're going to use or will apply in terms of your life pursuits.
You can't pour into other people if you're not a strong well pouring into yourself. And this definitely wasn't an easy lesson to learn. Grinnell held me accountable. It was kind of a tough love that made them show me who I was and what I could do. And I know the things I can do. They matter.
Grinnell is more than an education. It is a common bond, a lifelong community. We've been doing it for 175 years, and we're going to do it for 175 more. We are more than just graduates from a college. I don't call us alumni. I don't call us graduates. I call us Grinnellians.